Hi guys, it's Taylor and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on my post notifications so that you guys know of whenever I upload. Today's video is going to be my updated foundation routine for oily skin. I have not done a foundation routine in about a year and a half to 2 years. My foundation routine has definitely changed. Today I'm bringing to you guys a super full-on oil-proof foundation routine. This definitely has helped me tremendously throughout the summer months of keeping my oil at bay. There's no oil that ever even peeks through most of the time. Not even most of the time, all of the time. There's barely any oil that peeks through, and if it does, it's like at the nighttime when I'm literally about to take my makeup off, and sometimes that doesn't even happen. So this foundation routine definitely keeps your makeup on all day, keeps it looking nice and fresh as if you just have applied it. So if you guys would like to see my foundation routine for oily skin, then please keep watching. Okay, so first I'm going to start off by using my setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Pollution Protection one. Just going to spritz a little bit of that on my face. I had already did my skincare and stuff prior to, doing my makeup. So if you guys want a skincare routine, let me know down below. I will do that for you. But yeah. So next I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. This is the one in the shade 30 Medium Deep. And we're just going to apply this all over our face, Get some out into the cap. And I just take it on a little small fluffy brush. Dip it in, pat out the excess, and then I just apply it to my face. And I know y'all are probably like, oh my gosh, you're not supposed to apply powder before liquid products and blah blah blah, but guys, listen, this is the key to getting oil proof foundation. Like, this is literally what works for me 99.9% of the time. Not even 99, 100% of the time. Wig slander will not also be tolerated. Now, gotta keep your lips moisturized and hydrated while we do our makeup. So this lip gloss that I'm using is the Mentha Lip Shine from Bath and Body Works. I love this stuff. This is all I ever use to moisturize my lips, and it is just amazing, soothing, just wonderful. Now that we have the powder applied, we're going to start applying our liquid products. I'm starting off with my foundation. I am using the Sephora Collection 10-Hour Wear Perfect Foundation. This is what it looks like. The shade I'm using is 55 Fonts Deep, and we're just gonna apply it onto the back of our hands. And then I like to use my beauty sponge to blend it all out, so that's what we're gonna do. I also, before I apply my foundation onto my face, I like to take a little bit of my setting spray and just spray that over top of my foundation. I don't know, I just feel like it looks better when I do this. Maybe it don't even work, but like, this is what I do. I like to apply my foundation with the bottom of my sponge, so I'm just gonna get a little bit onto the sponge and go to town. This is just with one layer of foundation applied. If you guys can see, it definitely covered very, very well just for one layer. And applying your powder before your foundation definitely helps in giving you excess coverage on your face, so that when you do apply your foundation or your concealer or whatever liquid products you use for your foundation, you don't have to apply too much, because that first layer of the powder already acts as covering up. Saves me from having to use a ton of product on my face. Even though I don't use that much to begin with, it saves me from using a whole lot of foundation. So just continue. Alright, so here is one layer applied all over my face. I'm just going to use up the rest of the foundation on my hand and just apply it in spots where I just want a little bit more coverage. So now that my foundation is applied, we're going to go in with concealer. I like to mix two different concealers just to give me my perfect shade. One is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Deep. And then I have my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium Dark 32. This one is way too light for me, and this one is just perfect. So I like to mix the two to give me like an even balance on my skin. Start out with using my Tarte Shape Tape one first, and just put it on. And I don't like to put too much underneath of my eye, just because once I blend it out, it does start to spread out more. So I don't want it to be caked up under my eyes to the point where it's gonna start creasing really bad and just looking very caked up and ugly. So this is just about how much I apply, and then I just go right over top of that one with the ColourPop one. After that's applied, I like to let it sit for a couple of seconds just so it can kind of sink in and get tacky before I start blending it out, because I find that if you let your foundation, or not your foundation, if you let your concealer sit a little bit just before starting to blend it out, you get more coverage that way. Much more thicker, which means more coverage, so you get the best of both worlds, because if you just blend it out right after applying it, you're essentially shearing out your concealer, and you're not getting as much product as if you would like underneath of your face. I don't know, but that's what I've just found. While I'm letting it get tacky, I am preparing my sponge for setting it immediately. I like to immediately set after applying it underneath of my face. So I just use one of these little square or triangle sponges that you can get from like Walmart or the dollar store to set my foundation, to set my concealer, because I find that it sets really well. I like to use one of two brushes when blending out my concealer. They're both by Real Techniques. This purple one is the Deluxe Crease brush, and then this one is the Expert Concealer brush. Either one works fine. Today I'm just going to use the concealer brush and go in and blend out my concealer before going in with my sponge and setting it. And I always blend in a downward motion with my concealer first, just to distribute the product downwards evenly, so that by the time I get up underneath of my eyes, there's not a lot of product under there, because the more product you put underneath of your eyes, the more prone to creasing it's gonna be. I'm gonna use my sponge and blend the rest of it out. And as you guys can see, it gave me like a nice even layer underneath. And then just go in and set immediately. Now you guys can see the outline of my powder, but don't worry, after everything is applied, it'll all blend in and look much better. Alright, concealer is on, set and apply. As you guys can see, my under eyes look really smooth. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of product under my eyes, nor does it look dry or cakey, which is what I definitely like about doing it that way. So now we're just going to set my entire face using that same Maybelline loose setting powder in the same brush again. So I'm going to set it in the same format as I set it prior to applying any liquid products. So same brush. By the way, I do like to put my finger in my nose like this when I'm setting like the corners of my nose, because it definitely allows me to get in there and effectively set my face. So if you guys ever see me doing that, that's why. I'm not picking my nose. So and I know my wig is looking a little rough right now, but like in the end, she gonna look popping, okay? So slander will not be tolerated. Like I said, it will not. And if I see any comments about my wig, you're not getting a cookie. Thanks. Alright, so next I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to do them off camera just so it doesn't take up enough time. But if you guys want me to do a brow tutorial, comment that down below also, and I can definitely do that for you guys. So let's get these brows done in 3, 2, 1. brows are done. Took me like 5 minutes to do them. So yeah, it's funny because I used to do my brows before I would do any face makeup, and I was like, I can never do my brows after doing my face makeup, it's gonna mess it up. But now here I am doing my brows after doing my face makeup, and it only took me 5 minutes to do. So kudos to me, because it used to take me like 20 minutes to do my brows. So that the brows are done, I'm just gonna go in and contour my face using the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Contour Palette. This is what it looks like. I mainly use these two shades to contour. This is specifically for just like warming up my face if I want a little bit more warmth, and this is solely for, you know, sculpting, carving my cheeks out, making me look snatched. I'm going to be using this brush. It looks the same as my pink brush that I was using on my face to apply my setting powder. If you guys can see, they're pretty much the same. This one is just a little bit more smaller and tapered. I start out by using this orange shade, and I just, you know, dip to here, go back and forth, tap off the excess, and then contour. I start off contouring with my forehead first though. So yeah, I just feel like it definitely helps me to contour my face, my forehead first, and then work my way down. I don't know. That's just me. And if you guys can see, when I'm contouring my face, I kind of like stipple it and not like just go like this, because if I go like this, you're just going to create a harsh line on your face, and then you're not going to be able to blend it out and make it look seamless. But I find that doing this and then, you know, working in circular motion slowly helps effectively distribute that contour. Like, do you see that? Seamless and snatched, honey. Take the excess of whatever is left over on the brush to lightly contour my nose, and then I take my bigger fluffy brush and I just go over my contour just to make sure, just do like a, you know, a once over to make sure it's all the way blended. And then of course the last thing to do is just set our face one more time using my same setting spray. So and then I just go in with my sponge just like one more time and tap everything in. And yeah guys, here is the final product. That is my full foundation routine of helping to prevent my oily skin from peeking through. If you guys like this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and commenting down below. Side note, I did not do my eyes simply because I'm about to film an eye makeup tutorial after this. So yeah, you guys will see that, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.